her career. And that's where I got involved because I saw that clip and I was
and he made a dent in her career. Damn, he made a dent in her career. Oh my. Welcome, acolytes. Today, yes, I am reacting again to Rev. Because Rev is freaking booting out bangers after bangers. I just cannot resist. Especially after the cat situation. The F disc, like what he shown about her is just, well, from her side perspective, like she's this, she basically exposed her for being a disgusting human being, and she actually responded to his stuff. I am quite intrigued. So without any further to do, yeah, if you like my comment video, if you like my video, leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment, press the notification button, and show me and Rev some love. So let's start and see what this human being actually has to say.
So after 2 weeks of radio silence, we have finally gotten an official response from the content creator Cat Liente, or simply known as Cat. She released a Google Doc going over for the recent drama she's been involved in. And let me just say before we get into the Google Doc, it's really messy and made things a lot worse. Now, how did we get here? Well, Kat is a content creator who's been around for a very long time, but has recently made a very dramatic shift in her content. So here is a screenshot of her YouTube videos from only 2 months ago, where you can see the common theme in all of these videos is giving advice to streamers to help promote and grow their career as a content creator. However, this is what her channel looks like now over the past 2 months.
Yeah, I mean, drama sells. Let's just be honest here, drama just sells. It is what it is. But also, if you do something like that, I mean, let's be honest here, I'm doing reaction content. I won't be holier than thou and saying that I'm doing something freaking honest to God, like something special. Just accept it. You're doing what you're doing, it's fine. Accept, embrace it, and do the best you can with it. Just, yeah. It's okay, but yeah, I may be too harsh on, yeah.
Complete 180. She is now releasing exclusively VTuber and art-related drama. And the reason is very obvious, okay? The main reason she's doing this is because it gets more views.
Yes, that's true. And I'm gonna be honest, like I'm still looking, I didn't have that much time to be honest, looking for VTubers I wanna watch and also react to, I mean, I watch a few VTubers and just don't think that they are particularly good to react, but I mean, drama does good, but also I'm personally exchanging I will still do drama. Like I'm mixing it up because of the things I just want to do right now. But I'm also throwing in like something educational, or just doing something funny, or just that I'm interested in. And yes, sometimes it is what it is. I get stuck with drama for some, I think, reason, because it's also very entertaining.
Older videos about advice for content creators get around 1,000 views per video. These drama videos get between 20 to 100,000 views per video.
Yeah.
I think that is the main reason she has completely done a 180 on her content. However, when you make content about sensitive and controversial topics, there's a lot at stake. And this video made a lot of mistakes and caused a lot of damage. So this video is titled, "This Loli VTuber Group Started a Hate Campaign Against Another VTuber." This was uploaded about 2 weeks ago. And as you can see, this screenshot was taken on July 22nd, only a few days after that video was released. And also, this was taken before I made any official response to it. And you can see there was already a lot of blowback on this video. Why is that? Well, she framed this video in a very disingenuous way. She framed this situation as one VTuber making a very passive comment about this Loli VTuber group, who then, the Loli VTuber group, would go out on a hate campaign and start harassing all of these innocent VTubers. However, that...
Yeah, she basically lied. Let's do it in a short, nice way. She lied. And she didn't just lie by accident. or because she didn't know exactly, maybe of a bit of misinformation. No, she just went in and said, okay, this brings me more bang for my buck, so I'm just gonna lie. And that's shitty. If you do it on purpose, it's always shitty. If you're doing it because, well, you're maybe misinformed, or you didn't inform yourself, or maybe your information is just very old and it's not on the top right now, good, fine. I mean, I can accept it. That's just something that will happen from time to time to everyone, by the way. There isn't any extra thing, especially if you do a wide variety of content, not just specifically one thing. If you don't specialize in one thing, it's just gonna happen. And even if you specialize in something, sometimes you can say some bullshit, and it just happens, and it's fine. It's just fine, as long as you don't go in and knee down and be like, no, I am 100% correct about it, no matter what everybody else says. Inform yourself if you did, maybe, and if you just don't care about it, then just say it. Just do it. Just okay, it's fine. I just don't care.
That is not the actual story. The real story is that a bunch of VTubers, probably around a couple hundred VTubers, launched a unilateral harassment campaign against this lolly VTuber group, dogpiling them, calling them predators, calling them racists, to the point where one of the members of this group, a pregnant woman, made an attempt on her own life.
Oh, and this is something I already have to say. I literally misspoken last time actually about the pregnant woman, and I didn't even get my point across particularly well. I did such a big mistake with that. Because at the end of the day, yes, the woman is an innocent in it, but she should... and I said something like total bullshit. What I think that she should have gone out of... basically just out of Twitter and stopped for her and her baby. Just go out and don't interact with the toxicity. She sadly did. She did the opposite and actually wanted to, well, close the curtains permanently, as you could maybe say. And this wasn't a good thing. It really wasn't. And I don't think that it's a good thing, as I said. I didn't articulate myself particularly well, and Kat is still a disgusting human being for that, by the way. I am not defending her in any freaking kind of way. But I also see it from both sides. Or I'm harsher on both sides. Maybe a bit harsher than the average person. Not everybody likes it, but also I really don't have to agree with everyone 100% of the time. Because if we really agreed on everything all the time, it would be boring. Like, come on. And I actually like to be said that I am wrong about something, because then I can study it a bit and see, well, okay, what can I do better maybe next time? It's just...
That's how crazy things got. And it was around that time where this VTuber group made their first response. They defended themselves and made some inflammatory remarks and encouraged people in the group to report some of these harassers, and then that Discord message was quickly deleted. That is the story. However, Kat framed it as this lolly VTuber group being the instigators and the aggressive party in the situation, when that is totally the opposite of the truth. And her response to that initial wave of criticism a few weeks ago was to talk on stream about it, where she made this infamous clip where she said the lolly VTuber group was too small to ever hope to put a dent in her career. And that's where I got involved, because I saw that clip and I was...
and he made a dent in her career. Damn, he made a dent in her career. Oh my god. He went in and said, I'm not here to fight. I'm here to destroy. And he did it. Damn. Oh, the woman. If she wasn't such scum, I would feel bad for her.
I was like, yep, this needs to be talked about. This is ridiculous. And if you want the full breakdown, you can check out this video. I'll put it in the description. But 2 weeks, almost 3 weeks had passed since...
Oh, it's already 3 weeks ago. Damn. Almost 3, but Damn, that's a long... Okay, yeah.
Since I made this video, and her video was getting a lot of blowback, and there was nothing.
Good.
Until yesterday. And why did that happen? Well, I think it has to do with this totally unrelated third party here. I bring this person up because they are someone whose content looks very similar to what Kat might have uploaded a few months ago before this big shift in her content. And this person, named Ty, would make a post quoting that clip yesterday, saying, hey, at Catliente, can you please address this? Been following for a while and applied for Creator Royale 1 and 2. I'm very disappointed by this response. You built your platform on supporting small creators, but when called out by small creators, you say, womp womp. And then you would see...
Yeah, as he says it, yeah, it's basically this. And isn't this just totally disgusting? Just being purposefully such a freaking giant bitch about it. Okay, yeah, I'm bitch. Okay.
Updates from this content creator. Apparently, Kat was talking to them in DMs. So we had 2 weeks of radio silence, and all of a sudden, this content creator calls them out, and now we're getting movement from Kat. And we would get this Google Doc. She would release this yesterday, and she would give her official response to everything that's been happening the past couple of weeks. So let's jump into the beginning right here where she says she doesn't want to stir up drama, and she's trying to get...
Bullshit. Already. Total bullcrap. Does anyone actually believe that? I don't want to stir up drama, but I'm gonna stir up drama. Yeah, you want it. And by the way, I think it's fine. Just at least admit it.
A better picture of everything to make this response. But down here she says this. From my understanding of what transpired, a few VTubers had made tweets stating lolly content makes them uncomfortable around June 30th. A VTuber had then made a post sharing a tweet one of the Lolipuff VTubers made stating that makes them uncomfortable. In the tweet, the Lolipuff member's name was cropped out. And in Kat's video, she would show this tweet she's referencing, and she made it seem like this was the only tweet that started everything. Like, this was the only thing, this one Niyu...
Yeah, that's... Damn it. If you want to be an a-hole, at least own it, as I said.
Person made this one tweet, and then the girls at the Lolly VTuber group would then launch a harassment campaign, when that is not the truth. And in her video, and now even in her Google Doc, she is still not acknowledging what actually happened. Speaking of this Niyumi person, this...
Yeah, and I think that's smart. Because if you don't actually acknowledge it, there is a way higher chance that people will straight out believe you. Without anything, like... And I mean, she's a pretty looking woman. I mean, her soul is rotten, but she looks relatively good, I would say. Except for the tastes differ. I just say tastes differ. But in the end of it's just okay.
Innocent party. They were not so innocent. I showed this in my previous video, and it's still not in her Google Doc. She was going on a harassment campaign. She was really the instigator of this all. She was egging them on. She was bragging about them blocking her. She was telling other people and encouraging them to falsely report their accounts. She even told other users defending this Lolly VTuber group to game end themselves. And she would go on stream, on Ilara's stream, going over the situation about a week or two ago, and clarify that she didn't say the game ending comments to the girls in the group. She was just saying it to another user who was defending them over fictional content.
Way better.
Insane. And also, Kat ignores all of this. And this is only a tiny snapshot of the harassment they faced before they ever responded to anyone. There are people saying all kinds of slanderous things, calling them racist, calling them all these terrible, awful things. And this was omitted from all of Kat's responses in the video and in the Google Doc. So she also continues to ignore that one of the members, Riri here, one of the members of this VTuber group, the harassment got so bad that she, as a pregnant woman, made an attempt on her own life.
Yeah.
This tweet saying these things was...
And I really want to repeat this. I really even if I don't actually, I don't always get my words correctly. It's just how it is. This is actually just a challenge for me because the English language just isn't, it's my third tongue. I don't use it in, well, most of the day. It's rare. This is basically the only time I use the English tongue, except when I'm in work. Then yes, I also need it sometimes, but there I have a bit more time to prepare stuff, so it's not as bad. But and sometimes I just don't get the words correctly out. But still, I really, really, really feel for the pregnant woman that actually wanted to do this bad stuff, especially because there is a kid involved. 2 lives just because you got harassed, and the freaking piece of garbage human being doesn't even acknowledge it. I'm gonna be honest, I really, really, really wish there was some kind of actual consequences for that. Because this is just disgusting. And I am for free speech, by the way. But as soon as you call for any kind of harassment, you're done. No, don't.
Was mocked by these harassers that were going after this group. They were encouraging her to follow through on this stuff. They were mocking her misery. This is the kind of harassment they were facing. So color me shocked when eventually the girls in the group would respond a bit emotionally to what's going on.
Yeah.
And she addresses this in the Google Doc, saying the Lolipuff girls were upset about these posts, with the cropped tweet being the final straw, ignoring everything else. The Lolipuffs then mobilized their Discord to mass report these 5 VTubers making subtweets, successfully getting 2 banned. They then told their Discord to start emailing one of the VTubers partnerships, trying to impact their income. Yeah, the person in question here about the sponsorship would come out and say that was not actually happening and the sponsorship was fine. And she completely ignores that again. But that was her understanding at the time when she streamed this on July 8th, because she streamed this on July 8th, but then uploaded the video about 2 weeks later. And this was when the group finally responded, right? This is what she referred to in the video. She said there was one tweet, one subtweet, and then this was the response from the girls in the Discord server. Admittedly, a mistake, an emotional response where they said they need to report all these harassers and they want them to basically be forced to graduate at that point. Okay, obviously an emotional response, but I show all of the harassment they were facing not to excuse what this response was. I show it to give you an understanding of where they were at mentally before they made this response.
Yeah.
The harassment they were facing was insane. Okay? These are human...
Yeah, that's true. Like, they went on their limit. They went really, really hard on their limit. And... as Ref had just said, no, it's not an excuse. But for F's sake, it's so understandable. If somebody just continues to harass you again and again and again and again, someday you'll just say, okay, quit, F this. You shouldn't, by the way, but it will happen at one point. Right? Say it again, it shouldn't. But legally, a lot of the times you can't do shit. It's just freaking frustrating.
Beings. They make mistakes, and they were facing a mountain of harassment. So it's understandable that they wouldn't have the best response to everything going on. In fact, I think Kat in this situation has been under controversy the past couple of weeks, and I don't think you've handled it the best way. So who are you to judge their response in this situation when they were facing harassment from hundreds, if not thousands of users on Twitter, calling them every terrible thing under the sun? So we move on into the Google Doc here. So eventually they make this claim where they try to defend themselves by saying the stream was recorded on July 8th. However, they pass this on to their editor, where then it would be a while where the video wouldn't be uploaded for about 2 weeks later. The video was live on July 20th. And the Google Doc released by the girls was released a few days before that. So it was released in between the time of her stream and the time her video went live, which is not a good excuse, by the way. I don't understand why she thinks that is a get out of jail free card, because that only makes it worse. You sat there on this drama video for almost 2 weeks before going live, and before you went live, you never checked to see if there was any updates. This is a really critical situation with super controversial topics, and you didn't bother to see if there was updates. That's why drama videos are so time sensitive. You can't sit on things for weeks and expect nothing to transpire between them. You didn't want to hear their side of the story because it didn't fit your narrative. And on top of that, she got her sources at the time, as she admits in her Google Doc, from one other user's Google Doc. And this is the Google Doc that she relied on for everything, right? She trusted everything in this document. And to give you an idea of how unserious all of this is, as I showed in the previous video, the files were named Bambi CP, listing members of the group and then attaching.
This was Bambi CP. Please, if you don't know what the shortened CP means, just Google it. Except you actually want to keep your innocence, then don't. But it's bad.
CP. The user of this created what they claim are folders containing CP, and then Kat went on stream and was opening folders labeled CP. And of course, the actual CP in question in many cases was stuff like...
By the way, this is a grown-ass woman. Maybe I disagree with this. Maybe I don't find it as attractive. But this is a grown-ass woman and she can do it.
Like this, where you have Riri here taking a selfie that is supposedly illegal content. She's an adult in this photo. She's an adult releasing a picture. They believe this is CP. Like I said, this is completely unserious. And on top of that, she would use this document to accuse Bambi and other members of being racist. And she never looked into their accounts to discover that these VTubers in the group, they are black. So you're trying to claim someone is racist for giving an N-word pass or making jokes.
Whoa. Ref, I do not care if you're white, black, or a different color. You can be racist. It's irrelevant. You still can be. Now, are there some kind of things that you maybe can say that different people cannot say? Maybe. But the color of your skin doesn't matter in this case. But I will say in this specific situation, because I wanted to clear this one out, I see every human being as freaking the same. But I didn't like how he said it. Maybe it's a bit pity. But yeah, but I think the context that he said it, if I understood it correctly, yes, I agree with him. In the context as I understood it, yes, I agree with him. That they cannot be racist because of the word they said. Specifically because of the word. Nothing else. Just the word they said.
The N-word. You could have found this out without the other side releasing a Google Doc, by the way. You just didn't care to look into it before accusing them of all this stuff. And on top of that, she would address the claim that some people made. There's a screenshot that got a lot of attention on Twitter. You can see in the background, there is a submission to the electronic tip form on the FBI's website. And in my video, I said, I don't think that's Kat's submission. I think that's the person she is getting this Google Doc from and all of the supposed evidence. But she would address that and say, oh, no, it's just the person who was making this Google Doc, which would make you think, why would you trust someone who is wasting federal resources on drawings in VTubers? That's ridiculous. What kind of a person does that? Would you trust their Google Doc and what they're trying to sell with their narrative?
Well, I wouldn't.
It's ridiculous. And I asked in replies, point blank, weeks ago, if Kat would actually denounce this, wasting federal resources over fictional content. And she still hasn't addressed that anywhere, not in the replies to me or in this Google Doc. And on top of that, it's not surprising when you make these serious allegations against someone that your community is going to go out and falsely report these people. Multiple VTubers in this group, after Kat released her video, were suspended on Twitter and they still aren't back. And here is another part of the Google Doc that she used to address the clips circulating, right? So she says this: I will admit my tone sounds very dismissive here and I apologize for that. I always have trouble with sounding too blunt, and I will work harder to improve my tone so my intent comes across better. For full context, this clip was in response to my chat being worried if I'll be canceled for the video about the Lolipuffs. I wanted to reassure my community I'll be...
That's such bollocks. That's such bollocks. No, you won't get cancelled for that. You know why? Because most people just despise lolis. They just despise them. And for reasons that actually aren't even correct. After I learned about it a bit, I understand it. And you know what? There are certain things in the loli art where I say, no, that's too far. But for the most part, it's fine. And people still believe the misinformation because most people don't look after proof for their point. They just look for the confirmation of the belief they already have. And yeah, don't.
Be fine, and stated that I had already had the entirety of Gideon's fan base come after me in the past for saying he was in the wrong for hate rating Pokimane, so I had used Gideon as a comparison, stating that his fan base wasn't able to deplatform me and that they shouldn't worry for my sake. My full intention was to reassure my community I'd be fine for them to stop worrying. So let me replay that clip and let's see if this was just an attempt to reassure a community that everything is fine, and definitely not an attempt to really mock the VTuber group in question.
Gio, I've been lurking for a while, and I don't know if you mentioned this yet. I haven't talked about the Lolipuff stuff. I will not talk about it on stream because I'm probably going to make a second video about it, but my Twitch will get banned if I talk about it on stream due to how sensitive the topics are, so I'm going to record it off stream. Didn't know if you mentioned, but worried with all the people that are with the Lolipuff group organizing a mass report raid. Yeah, what are they going to do? Mass report me? Nice try. I've already... Look, I'm going to be fully honest, and this is going to be mean. They're not big enough to put a dent in me, to be honest, okay? I've already called out Gideon, and I had the entirety of Gideon's Stan fan base mass report me. So... that their little lolly accounts is not gonna put a dent into me.
So I think her previous explanation in the Google Doc is just as
still disgusting. The more often I hear it, the more disgusted I am by her. Okay.
Disingenuous as this next one, where she says that she doesn't condone harassment, and she admits that she was in the wrong for making a crude joke during her stream, where she said sometimes harassment is okay. For context, during that portion of her stream, she was labeling, based on context, she was labeling the VTuber group as child predators. And then she said, in that case, it's okay to harass them. As always, when people say, oh, these crazy things are crude jokes, explain to me what the joke is. Explain to me where the punchline is. You slandered them and then said it's okay to harass them based on that.
Yeah, no, there isn't a punchline. I have a very dark humor. But if you really want to do dark humor, or do that kind of stuff in humorous ways, you need to be very precise about your wording and how you say stuff. Because at the end of the day, if you make a joke about dark stuff, it can backfire spectacularly. If you do it wrongly, it can backfire spectacularly. And just saying something blunt out like this, and you're not a comedian, it just won't go well. Are you freaking stupid? No. No, this won't end well for you. You can't do that. I mean, you can do it, but why? What's the point? Just at least admit it was a mistake or something like that. Or maybe just say it differently. I don't know. Sometimes it's just a thing of just double down or not. But here I think this is just pure bollocks here.
What part of that is supposed to be funny? It's just like with the Trump assassination attempt, statements people were making, wishing that he was actually harmed and things like that, and then trying to say, oh, that was just jokes. Again, what is the punchline? Same with this situation, but...
No, you don't do jokes like that. That's also that people just said, it's like saying I'm gonna delete you in Minecraft. It doesn't work that way. If you wanna say that joke, well, there has to be the perfect circumstance for that. Not just blatantly puking it out.
Overall, this is, in my opinion, damage control that is too late. I wrote this in response on Twitter. I said you had over 2 weeks to do this, and this is what you came out saying. You basically doubled down and ignored context again. You've had nearly a month to look through the situation, and you're still missing critical facts. Your narrative is completely twisted to fit your own agenda, and it's obvious. And she would actually have the nerve to quote me and say this. This is also one criticism I forgot to address. I am on vacation. I have been for 2 weeks. I pre-filmed 3 to 4 weeks of videos because I am on vacation. My daily tweets going out pre-scheduled for a month in advance because I am on vacation. Did you guys get that? Did you hear that she's on vacation? She said it 3 times in one tweet. This is a terrible excuse, by the way. And she also adds that her Twitter nickname, which says July 27th to August 12th, was supposed to be the timeline, but she says here that she actually left earlier, which doesn't really help. And as I'll point out here, she said she scheduled her tweets. You can't schedule replies. Here is a section of replies she has made.
Oh my god. Oh my freaking Lich god. Are you pre-schedule? No, you can't do that. And the thing is, it's not said that she said it. It's totally dumb. It doesn't work. You know what the sad part is? That people will actually believe her for some fucking reason. How? It's just... Are there some boomers that actually believe this? Like, I mean, I am not the youngest. So I understand if somebody boomers about because of something. But this... Like, come on.
Made from July 23rd. Here's when July 23rd, the 24th, the 27th, the 30th, the 31st, and so on and so forth. She has been active on Twitter while acting like she's not there at all, where she just has these scheduled tweets. Like I said, you can't schedule replies to tweets to other people's tweets, especially when they're made during this time she was supposedly gone. How would she pre-schedule a reply to a tweet that wasn't even made yet?
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
It's dumb.
And on top of that, she would go further and even reply on the 26th to another user who was talking about one of her videos, and she basically says that she's going to work on a new thumbnail and tweak the mistakes in that video. So she is active on social media, and she's even willing to fix mistakes in videos, but she didn't have time for the video in question here involving the Lolipuff girls. It's crazy. And on top of that, she is...
It's so obvious bullcrap. Well, her fans will believe it. And, acolytes, for fuck's sake, like, at any point, if you think that I'm wrong, say it, please. Say it in a collected manner, so I can think about it. Because if it's in a freaking aggressive manner, I will just say, no, not worth it. But just in a cool manner, and I will hear it out. Most of the time. Not all, like, I'm also human, like, anytime. But, for fuck's sake. And never never ever ever, for fuck's sake, even if you love me to death, do not make this mistake of actually not pointing out my mistakes. Or at least something you see as a mistake on my part. Maybe I say it differently, but I will always think about it in some kind of way. Maybe I won't come to the same conclusion as you. But it cannot harm me. And it's better to just say, hey, this is the reasoning behind it, why you were wrong here, than just being like, no, you're always right. Come on, SmilingLich, yeah, you're the best. No, don't do that. Please, don't.
Released about a dozen videos, which she said were pre-planned, which I think they were, right? I think these videos were recorded weeks ago, and now she's slowly scheduling them and releasing them over the past couple of weeks. However, these are drama videos. You can't do that, especially when there's developments and you're not adjusting your content accordingly. On top of that,
and by the way, that's true. I also made that mistake, but I'm learning. So at least there's that.
has been active on YouTube. It's not just scheduling videos. You look around, you can see a comment 10 days ago. She hearted this. You see on this video she uploaded 2 weeks ago, 13 days ago, she pinned the comment and added more context to what she was talking about. Here's another example from a video from 1 week ago, where down here, she's replying to a various thread. And here's another one where she's replying to a video she uploaded 6 days ago in some comments, where someone makes a correction about some of the content in her video. And she says, oh, thank you so much for the clarification 5 days ago. She has been active on YouTube this whole time. And you can see right here, adding on to that, this video she made from 2 weeks ago, the main video we've been talking about, is dislike bombed into oblivion. In fact, all of the top comments are roasting it and correcting misinformation. How has she not been aware of this the whole time? And she keeps using this excuse, I'm on vacation, I'm on vacation. That's not an excuse. That's not an excuse. You're a content creator making drama videos. You can't just go MIA for 2 weeks and say, well, whatever happens, happens, because I'm on vacation.
Hear me out. If you're a content creator and you're doing some buck for it, like bang for a buck, and you're on vacation, you're out. I think you're out. You just don't do it. Now, in my opinion, like what I will do, I will freaking grind until I've just say, okay, it's enough. Or still make videos even in preparance, or just so I can entertain people anyway. But what I won't do is, in the same time where I'm out here, I'm not gonna freaking tweet about things. It's just not happening. And if you're doing drama videos like I am doing right now, I just have to be on top of it. It is what it is. And you cannot pre-record it. And as I said, I already made this mistake. It is what it is. But then you just do something different. Like, I'm gonna do more funny videos if Rev doesn't freaking catch me out again. Or something different that I will see that I particularly like. Oh, okay. Irrelevant.
That's ridiculous. That's not a valid excuse. And I'm sorry, unless you're like the CEO of a company or something, how do you not have time to write that Google Doc that took probably 30 minutes? Or how do you not have 5 seconds to private the video? How do you not have 5 seconds to even change the title? It's still there. Everything's still there. No clarification, no pinned comment, nothing. It's just complete.
Yeah, surprisingly, it's still going on. Although the internet actually has a very short time of remembering things. So we have to see this as a, whoa, okay, why? Damn.
Completely untouched. And on top of that, she would go further saying, I'm responding now because I have free time. I'm just saying I didn't even have time to put a signature down on a very important contract that I've already approved.
Bullshit. This is just such bollocks. I have really to do. Like, I'm doing a lot of stuff on one day. I am literally, right now, I am fresh after the job, my job, 8 hours a day, and before that I'm doing other things. So I have easily a 12-day, every day 12-hour days without the YouTube thing. Yeah. So honestly, just buy that now.
Prior to this trip, talking about the situation requires nuance and more time than a simple signature, and I didn't even have time for that. No offense, if you don't have time to make a signature, I don't think you have time to go on vacation for 2 weeks. That just makes no sense. How do you not make a time? What are you going on vacation and taking the role of the President of the United States? How are you that busy? You don't have 5 minutes to correct things going on with your channel. A genuine crisis with one of your videos that's caused people to get harassed by the misinformation contained within it. And this whole idea of talking about the situation requires nuance. So why did you make the video in the first place? If it required so much nuance, why did you do it in the first place? Because clearly you didn't have all the facts. It was fine back then, but now you can't make a response because there's suddenly so much nuance that is required. But for now, that's pretty much all I have to say about this situation. Obviously very frustrating.
Well, this was a little bit of a skip, but acolytes, I think, Rev, legend, again and again and again. I agree with him on this one. This is disgusting. But as it is, good night.